Hey there, have you ever picked up an herbal supplement or, a natural cosmetic and wondered what's really in it? It's easy to think it's just old school wisdom, right? But what we're going to see is that there's a whole world of intense modern science behind it. So let's dive into this amazing journey from a single plant all the way to a finished product.
Okay, first things first, let's get some perspective on this because the numbers are pretty wild. The World Health Organization estimates that a staggering 75 to 80% of the entire world's population relies on herbal medicine for their primary health care. We're talking billions of people, especially in developing countries. So yeah, this isn't some tiny niche market, it's a massive global phenomenon.
Right? So that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? How do you take something that's been used for centuries, this ancient wisdom, and turn it into modern science? A product on the shelf that's tested, safe, and actually effective. Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack together.
All right, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with a look at the history, the science behind it all. Then we'll follow the super rigorous journey from plant to pill. After that, we'll check out some of the incredible benefits science is discovering, see how this is even shaking up the beauty industry, and finally, we'll look ahead and ask, what's next?
Okay, first up, the world's oldest medicine. We're going to unpack the science of these medicinal plants. And what's so fascinating here is that even though herbal medicine has been around for over 2,000 years, today it's also a seriously cutting-edge field of science. And there's a name for this field, pharmacognosy. I know, it's a bit of a mouthful, right? But all it really means is the study of medicines that come from plants or other natural sources. It's the same foundational science that gave us some of our most groundbreaking drugs in history, all from plants, and it's the key to unlocking what comes next. So with that in mind, let's jump to our second section, from plant to pill. This is where we really get into the nitty-gritty. And let me tell you, it isn't just about, grinding up some leaves and putting them in a capsule. It's a highly controlled, step-by-step scientific process. And that whole journey, it often kicks off with a single plant, one that has a long history of use in traditional medicine, like this one here, Bauhinia variegata. You see, researchers don't just pick these plants at random. They often follow clues from ancient systems of medicine, like Ayurveda, to find the most promising candidates to study.
And this is the crucial part, the process itself. It's a whole series of steps. First, the plant has to be properly identified and collected. Then, scientists carefully prepare extracts from it. Next, those extracts go through toxicity studies, super important to make sure they're safe. After that, they test if they actually work. That's called evaluating its efficacy. And the final, super detailed step, isolating and identifying the exact bioactive molecule that's causing the effect. It's a real scientific gauntlet.
And this image, it shows a really key step in that process. Preparation. The plant material, whether it's leaves or stems, is shade-dried for weeks, then it's ground into a coarse powder and stored in these airtight containers. Why all the fuss? Well, it ensures consistency and it preserves all those important chemical compounds for when they hit the lab.
Okay, Section 3, Nature's Medicine Cabinet. So after all that super rigorous work, what do they find? What's the payoff? Let's look at some of the incredible therapeutic benefits that science is actually proving out. One of the biggest areas of research is antimicrobial activity. That's basically the plant's ability to fight off nasty bacteria and fungi. Scientists are constantly testing these extracts against common pathogens, always on the lookout for natural alternatives to the synthetic antibiotics we rely on.
Another huge one is antioxidant potential. You've probably heard about antioxidants, right? They're substances that protect our cells from damage. And it turns out, many plants are absolutely packed with them. This kind of research helps us understand how some herbal remedies can support our overall health, and maybe even help prevent chronic diseases down the line.
But what's really amazing, and what this slide shows, is just the sheer range of possibilities here. I mean, the research we looked at is exploring plants for everything, from being anti-epileptic and anti-inflammatory to anti-diabetic, all the way to chemoprotective properties, which means they can help protect the body from the harsh effects of chemotherapy and even speeding up wound healing. It's an incredible spectrum.
All right, let's switch gears a bit for Section 4, the science of beauty. Because this isn't just about medicine. The very same science is totally revolutionizing the cosmetics we use every single day. And what's more everyday than lipstick? I mean, this quote from one of the studies nails it. It's a staple for so many people. But lately, there's been a lot of concern about the synthetic chemicals and coal tars that are often used for color. And that's where Pharmacognosy steps in again.
So instead of those synthetic dyes, scientists are actually formulating lipsticks using natural pigments. We're talking about things you might even recognize, like bixia seeds, beetroot, watermelon, and even turmeric, to create these really vibrant colors. And it's all blended with natural bases like olive oil and beeswax, so you get a great product with minimal side effects. Pretty cool, huh?
And it definitely doesn't stop at lipstick. The research also dug into formulating and evaluating polyherbal hair oils. That's where they blend multiple plant extracts together to create totally new organic hair care products. It just goes to show you how versatile this whole field is.
And that brings us to our final section, and a big question. The future is green? Let's take a quick look at where all of this is headed.
This quote from one of the papers just says it all perfectly. There is a worldwide green revolution. It's true, right? More and more people are looking for natural, plant-based products. And it's not just about tradition anymore. It's about wanting things that have better compatibility with our bodies and, hopefully, fewer side effects.
So when you think about it, from the medicines that heal us to the cosmetics we use every day, the science of plants is moving forward and fast. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As we get better and better at unlocking nature's secrets, at decoding its playbook, what incredible new things will science create next?